everyone, and welcome back to Happening by Chance. My name is Mariana, and today I am here with a show and tell of decks, books, and a couple of mini booklets or zines. No, I think they're more like mini booklets. I have been accumulating gifts from my mom. As you know, my parents recently went to Colombia and they brought me gifts, mostly decks and these beautiful molas, which I have been talking in my previous videos. So you might have seen some of the decks if you've been watching my channel, but not all of them, and also not the books. So today I'm going to show you all of them. Also, they are not only from the trip. 2 decks and the book are actually just, she bought them online, I will explain, but they weren't from Colombia. So I am going to start by showing actually those 3 that are not from Colombia, and then I'm going to show the Colombia stuff. So she recently found out that a Spanish illustrator whom she is a fan of and she follows on Instagram has a oracle and a tarot deck. So she was very excited because she has been following him on Instagram for his embroidery work. And so when she saw that he had decks, she wanted to get them for me because she loves that illustrator. And she also got herself his book, his embroidery book, for herself. My mom loves to embroider. She does cross stitch. She recently learned black work, and she has done other types of embroidery as well. She really loves sewing, embroidery, etc. So the illustrator in question is actually Aitor Saraiva, who I didn't know is the illustrator of the Tarot de Luz, which everyone knows because it is a super beloved deck here on TarotTube. So I'm not going to show it in detail because everyone knows and loves this deck. But yeah, so apparently my mom is a fan of the creator of the Tarot de Luz. I didn't even know who the creator was, so when she told me, oh, do you know Aitor Saraiva? I was like, no. And she said, oh, he has a really beautiful oracle. Do you want it? Because like I want to get it for you. So I was like, yeah, I'm always up for a new deck. And so when she was going to get the oracle, she told me, oh my god, he also has a tarot deck. So I was like, oh, what's it called? And she said Tarot de Luz. And I was like, wait, the Tarot de Luz is super famous. Everyone loves it. I didn't know he had an oracle as well. And so that was the whole thing. And so she got me also the oracle, which is in Spanish, and this one is called Oráculo Pagana. So this is an oracle. It's not the type of oracle that I would usually get because it's one of those that has different, like a mixture of things, a mixture of concepts. So it has plants, it has runes, it has different like archetypes and stuff. There's card stock. So it comes with a 2-part box, and these are the beautiful bags. This one is in blue tones. The yeah, it's not like the type of oracle I would usually get, but it's the same art as the Tarot de Luz, and it's beautiful, and the book is written beautifully. And I do like the cards that it has. I almost wish it was all plants, but I'm curious. I feel like this is one of those oracles that I could use on its own. Like, not obviously, like, it would pair beautifully with the Tarot de Luz, right? Because, I mean, it's the same artist, it's the same style. But, see, I feel like it would work very well for a reading, because you have the plants, you have the archetypes, you have the different elements, different so see, you have like moon phases, you have the sun, you have plants, you have elements, and different concepts. So like different natural things. That's why it's pagana, right? Let me find. Oops, look at the adorable bear. Hold on, I want to... Okay, so I'm not finding the runes, but there are runes as well. So this is the Oráculo Pagana by Aitor Saraiva, who is the creator of the Tarot de Luz. Moving on, so my mom bought for herself Aitor's book, which is about embroidery. So it's not going to fit entirely on screen because it's big and it's hardcover, but it's called Mending the Sky, which is really beautiful. So techniques, sewing techniques, philosophy and tradition in Japanese textile art. And so it has like a lot of pictures and a lot of different things about, like Japanese textile art. And it goes on, as the subtitle says, like techniques, it has projects, but then also talks more about like the philosophy here, like the illustrations where you can tell that it's Aitor. So yeah, really cool. Okay, let's just go through the Colombia stuff. And because I already did a book, oh, actually, wait, let me just do one book that I think, did she bring that one from Colombia? Hold on. No, wait, this one is also not from Colombia. She ordered this one online because she saw it and she thought I would love it. So this is also not going to fit on screen because again, it's really big and its hardcover is even bigger and heavier than the Aitor Saraiva book. And this one is about different mythological stories of creation, of like the beginning of the world, rather, right? So different mythological traditions, different stories. So this one is since the world. Okay, so this is an expression in Spanish, but like it would translate to something like since the world, or since the beginning of the world, something like that. So this one is really beautiful because, well, I mean, it's by a publisher that does really, really beautiful books. See, water. So these are like different tales about water and from different places. So this one is from India. So it's illustrated and you have the stories. So this one is from, well, it says Central Africa. It doesn't have a... See, so it has from different traditions, different stories, illustrations. So it's really cool. And I have quite a collection of books about like cosmological stories about creation, or about the beginning of the world, or about how certain animals or plants came to be, or things like that. I have a collection of books around those topics. Okay, now let's do the Colombia stuff. And again, since we are on books, let's start with the books. And because, well, you know, when you travel, you can't bring really heavy books. So they are more like small booklets, but they are super cool. So first I have this one, and this is about urban plants. So this is like a travel journal of urban plants, and this is it says crossing the Atlantic. So it's literally like a travel journal, but it's literally about the plants that they came across in the urban environment. So it has different reflections and texts and illustrations and stuff, and it's just really pretty, really beautiful. And this one is by text and illustrations by Ingrid Vanessa Canizales and Martin Alejandro Pauker. And the editorial production is by Azul de Bolsillo, and it was printed in Cali, Colombia in 2022. So then I have this one, which is called Guardians of Nature, Stories of Biodiversity and what's the word for this? Pirates. What do you call, like when the pirates steal? What's the word for that in English? But it's bio stealing, like stealing things. So bio stealing in Colombia. So it's about biodiversity and about the stealing of the biodiversity. So here, like, who are the biopirates? So biopirates are pharmaceutical companies, agricultural companies, cosmetic companies, research centers, universities. These entities usually see nature as an unlimited source of solutions to global challenges. A lot of them seek free access to knowledge and resources for experimentation and profit. Their acts often are hidden by the discourse of progress in the conventional science, and by messages carefully elaborated that present it as guardians of traditional knowledge. In quotes, in case anyone is listening to this instead of watching, in quotes. So it's like this conversation, right? So like, this one is super interesting to me. I recently found out the history of how the Nochebuena, which is the Christmas flower that in English is called poinsettia, how it was stolen and taken to the US and now commercialized, right? And the reason why it's called poinsettia is because the person who fell in love with the Nochebuena when he came to Mexico was General Poinsett, who was a general who came during the occupation, the Mexican occupation by the US. So General Poinsett took them back to the US, and that's why they are called poinsettias. In Spanish we call them Nochebuena. So I don't know if that counts as biopirateria, biopirates, or not, but it made me think of that, and I don't know, it's just really interesting. Really want to read this one. And I actually forgot one. I can't believe I forgot. If I remember, I will insert a clip. It's a collection of different women, but I don't remember if they are related to nature or to embroidery or to both. I'm going to insert clips, I feel like, in terms of like different others I forgot to bring. But then she brought me from the bookstores. Well, first she brought me this super cool postcard that says, "Love books, hate fascism." hate fascism. And La Valija de Fuego is the name of the bookstore, and it means the fire like suitcase, like oh my gosh, thinking in Spanish and then translating to English is hard to do on screen. And then here it says reading changes everything. So it was this postcard, and she brought me a couple of bookmarks from this one because the logo for the bookstore is a dragon, and I love dragons, so she thought I would love this one. And this one is, I don't know if you can tell, but it's foil. It's red foil. It's super cool. So she brought me a couple of bookmarks and a bag. This is like how they pack the books in this like bag, and then it's also in foil. It has the dragon, which is really cool. And my mom told me that when she bought the books, they were going to pack them in this bag, and she told them, oh no, the bag is so pretty, please don't pack them there, just give it to me, like give the books to me, but also give me the bag because I want to save it. She wanted to save it for me, so she asked them not to put the books in the bag so that I could have the bag intact. And so those are the books. And so she brought me 2 Fournier decks, which she had already given me the Tarot de Luz that I already showed you. And if you saw my channel recently, she brought me the Tarot del Romeo, which I also did a walkthrough of recently. And the Tarot de Carlotides, which is super well known in TarotTube. Everyone loves it. So I'm not going to show this one because I already did a walkthrough. I will insert on screen a clip if you want, or a picture or something. And this one, I mean, I'm going to assume you already know it, and if you don't, there are 100,000 million flip-throughs, videos, walkthroughs. Like, everyone loves this deck. So these 2 Fournier decks, I'm most excited about this one just because I love it. It's my favorite Fournier. If you saw my walkthrough, you know. And then she brought me a couple of decks that are sadly AI, and I'm not going to use because they are AI. And you know how parents are, they don't know how to recognize AI. And it's funny because she knows how much I hate AI. She also hates AI. Like, we are an anti-AI family. We are an anti-AI household, but again, parents don't know how to recognize AI. But I'm going to, there were 2, but I'm going to show one. And the reason why is because I am going to use one. The messages are so poetic and amazing. There is a card for social transformation. Like, which oracle are you going to find that has social transformation? So what I'm thinking of doing, I want to tell you how I'm going to cover the AI art. The deck is bought, the harm is done. Unintentionally, my mom didn't know it was AI. So the messages are beautiful. She clearly writes really beautiful. I am going to use it, but I am going to make it a creative project, and I have an idea to cover the art and still use the deck. So this is the deck, and it's a play on words with a tidal ocean. So the backs look like this. See, you have like messages, but so the fronts, you have like the AI image, and then you have like so this one is I should have picked one that I could translate, right? So this one, let's see. Okay, the mermaid. See, another mermaid for Marlene. Sadly, it's AI. Anyway, the mermaid, right? And then it says harmony that invokes memory. And then in the back you have a message for the card, right? So this is music, singing. Then you have here, which I think is based on folklore. I haven't looked deeply into it. And then you have like a poem type thing. So it goes like that, right? But then I want to show you one that I really loved. Okay, this one wasn't it, but I just really love that there is a rejoicing card. Okay, I found them. So it's these three, which again, I forgot to tell you the project. So I want to find photographs or paintings. I don't know. I want to say photographs, but maybe I will find a cool artist or something to match the concepts. And so I want to print them on adhesive paper and paste them on top of the images. So that way I will have an image that I like that's created by a human, and then the beautiful concepts. This one is the rain that falls on the ocean, which I just think is a beautiful card for an oracle. The rain that falls on the ocean. And then the phrase underneath it says, pain that comes back to the source or the origin. But again, I feel like it's so hard to translate concepts from one language to another, because often concepts carry meanings that when you translate they are difficult to convey. But yeah, it's like the rain falling on the ocean. And then so the message for that is sorrow. It's just again untranslatable. In Spanish it's el lamento llanto. It sounds beautiful, and it's like the crying sorrow, kind of, something like that. And then it says, I am the tear that comes back to its mother. My fall doesn't destroy, it reconciles. Every cry is a bridge between what's lost and what's remembered. Allow your sadness to come back to the ocean. There it becomes song. I was going to read you these two cards as well, but I'm not going to, because I have to go eat. I always have to go eat. But I'll tell you the concepts. So this one is reef, like coral reef, and it says individuals that create a structure that lives. And so the concept for this one is social transformation and community. And then this one is because I really love the originality of it, because it's a snail, and for snail you have artisanship. So cool, artesania. I've always felt that the word artesania, I never like any of the available words in English, because I feel like it's not quite, but I'm doing my best. And finally, I'm going to show you an oracle that I don't think I will use much. This is a type of oracle that is very, very, very trendy right now in, I was going to say Latin America, but like I don't know, it's very trendy in Mexico, and clearly in Colombia there's also that as well, because I mean this is from Colombia, but I can't say that all in every single country in Latin America, right? But this is very trendy in Mexico at least, and again clearly in Colombia, where you have personal development influencers. They make decks. So if you have a podcast, if you have an Instagram, you make an oracle. That's like so trendy right now, and they all look the same, and they all say the same types of messages. So this one is like this, and it's called Your Inner Guide. You have the beautiful foil, you have the millennial beigeness, minimalist, Pinterest type design, and it has it's very like affirmation style, right? Like I trust in my intuition, I recognize my power, I encounter answers in my within. These are the backs, Your Inner Guide, and they are also very much about the branding, right? So that's in every single card you have the Instagram handle of the person. But the people who are using these oracles usually, like the target market for them, is not going to be people who do divination or anything. Of course, it can be, but mostly it will be people who follow these accounts and who want the oracle. So I've talked before about how in my real life, I do have like a blog, an Instagram, a Patreon. And so I have had people tell me to make an oracle, and I have thought about it because it's very trendy. It sells. People love my writing. I write. I'm a writer, and I know that would be popular, but I don't know, I haven't done it, right? It's not like I eventually could end up having like a thing like this because it's very trendy right now. And like I saw on Kelly and Mark's Instagram, one needs to eat and pay rent. And I don't pay rent because I live with my parents, but you know what I mean. I didn't mean to go on this whole conversation, but I don't know. It's just, yeah. So this is that. So that was my show and tell. I hope this was interesting. I hope it was fun. I love watching these types of videos. And yeah, I will see you soon on another video. And in the meantime, I wish you happy reading, whether that be card reading, book reading, weather patterns, charms, pendulum dice, whatever form of reading you prefer.